The name of this class was not just On 1 Salsa Musicality. It was Salsa On 1 and On 2 Musicality. Now, if we're dancing on 2, what are we listening for? First off, some of you might not even know what On 2 is. When we're doing On 1, we all pretty much know what the On 1 basic is. And the On 1 basic, you're basically just stepping forward with your right foot, or sorry, forward with your left foot, if I say it right. Forward with your left foot, back with your right, in place with your left. Repeat, going backward. We're changing direction on our 1 and our 5. Now, if we're talking about On 2, it's a little bit different. For On 2, if we're going to keep, let's say we're going to do the follow steps on this one. We were doing lead steps for On 1. Usually when you do On 2 and you're doing the shines, you usually do it on the follower's footwork. You still start with the right foot. But instead of stepping back, you step forward. 1. Step forward again on 2. Then you step back on 3. There's that hold on the 4. Then you step back on 5 with your left. Back on 6 with your right. 4 with your left on 7. So you're still stepping the same way. It's still right, left, right, left, right, left. Difference is, if I do it sideways here, forward on your right, left, right, left, right, left. So let's all try just a couple basics without music for a second here. So ready? Right, left, right, left, right, left. 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 Be a slight tongue twister as you keep saying it over and over again. That's our On 2 basic. Now, why are we talking about that? The reason is, just like there's a cowbell and the güiro, there's a very specific instrument we're listening for, and that is our conga. With the conga, notice where those hits lie. There's a slap on 2, there's a slap on 6. You're hearing those bigger slaps, that's 2 and 6. I want us to do our On 2 basic to this. The basic, when you're stepping on 2 or 6, it should be exactly on those slaps there. We'll go on the basic. And pause. Is anyone super confused by that concept or any questions? I do have a song for us to practice hearing that too. It is a little tough when you just have the conga. Thankfully, you never just have that in a salsa song. You still have the cowbell, and you still have the güiro you can listen to for the 1 and the 5. So now, what we're gonna do, can people still hear me there? All right, just making sure. I'm gonna share the computer audio again. We're gonna do the exact same song that we just did for the 1 and the 5. Because you might not have heard it, but there is a conga that you can hear the slaps at the very beginning.
right after this little intro. Now here, there is those slaps. The thing is, conga is always a little bit more hidden underneath the other instruments, so it's harder to hear. But remember what you were hearing when it was by itself. We're gonna do our on-2 basic to this. Try to hit those slaps. It's hard to hear the slaps. First, listen for the güiro or the cowbell to get the 1 and the 5. Then try to find the 2 and the 6 after that. We'll just keep doing basic. We won't get too complicated on you guys just yet. More. And pause. Were you guys able to hear the conga slap on that? A little bit? It does take some practice. What I recommend doing, I'll post the link to the site that I was showing on the event afterwards. Use that to listen to it over and over again so you know exactly what you're listening for. Then listen to the songs. Try to pick just that out. Because part of musicality is being able to pick out those instruments. And if you pick out those instruments, you can dance them a lot better, not just for general timing, but especially when the drums are going crazy and you're doing your shines and you want to hit those drum beats exactly, you need to know what you're listening for. Now.
I have a hard time finding the one now. Now that I've listened to you, it's hard.
It happens a little bit. It is thinking about 3 or 4 instruments at one time. So take some practice. That's why I said I'm not expecting any of you guys to perfectly remember. Just getting those ideas in your head. I got one more instrument for us to listen to, and then we're going to move on to another aspect of musicality. I'm going to share my screen again. Who here has heard of the clave? Yeah. If you've been dancing for more than, I'd say, 3 or 4 classes, there's a very good chance you know what that is. Now, when we're talking about the clave, there is technically 2 different definitions of it for us. There's the actual instrument. There's the wooden sticks that we hit together to make that beat. There's also the actual rhythm itself. If you've ever heard 3-2 clave or 2-3 clave, that's what we're talking about with the rhythm. We can see that in this row here. This is a 3-2 clave. What it does is it hits 1, 2, and 4, and then you get 2 slaps on 6, 7. So if you're clapping out a beat, let's see if this comes over the mic. Something like that. Might have been slightly delayed, but that's the general idea. Now, you'll either hear a 3-2 or a 2-3 in a song. And the thing is, just like with the cowbell, just like with the conga, just like all those other instruments, you won't always hear it in every song, and you won't hear it all the time. But the songs are always built around it. It's the core of what the songs do. Most of the other instruments don't actually literally follow the conga, follow the clave, but they follow the idea. So, just like everything else, I have a song for us to try this with. And the rest of the songs we're going to hear in this, I'm going to be pointing out to you guys what the clave pattern is, so you guys can start to get it, practice with it. So we're actually going to start with that same exact song that we're just listening to. Listen at the beginning. Hear that little slap behind the güiro? That's the clave beat. This one is a 2-3. What that basically means, I won't get too into this, but we're talking about musical phrases, and you're listening to like the piano behind it. The piano is a lot more sharp on the 2 hits at the beginning, and it's a lot more spread out and relaxed for the 3 hits at the end. If you listen to a 3-2 song, it's flipped. If you listen to a 3-2 song here, this one you can clearly hear it. What I want us to do, we're not going to do a basic, but we're going to do something else to kind of hit those little hits with it. Let me actually show you what we're doing first before we do to music. We're going to be moving our shoulders a little bit here to style that clave. What I want you to do, I want you to put your shoulder to the left, then bring your shoulder to the right. I'm not fully stepping, I'm partially stepping. I'm mainly just bringing my shoulders and my upper body left to right. What we're going to do, we're going to use this motion to hit the clave. Remember, that song was 3-2. So what we're going to do is 1, 2, and 4, 6, 7. 1, 2, and 4, 6, 7. So we're going to hit da, 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 da. And we're going to hit that to the song. So I'm going to play that song again. When you hear the clave, I want you to start moving your shoulders to hit that beat as best you can. Let's start moving.
Mi gente, yo les quiero decir de una experiencia que le pasó a un familiar. Mi hermano ha perdido la vida solo en la calle sin que nadie lo supiera. Consejos no cogió, mensaje no escuchó y por eso